Yo, what's up guys, it's King Sean here, and we have some not so great news. It's not the worst news in the world, but it's not amazing news. Per Ian Rappaport, Jayden Daniels, who underwent an MRI following the loss to the Packers, he suffered an injury. We saw the play where he got hip drop tackled late in the fourth quarter on, I want to say, our second to last offensive drive, and he came up limping a little bit. He stayed in the game, but I mean, he was clearly injured, right? Even in the locker room, media members, I think Grant Paulson was the first guy to notice that, he was limping, and he had his knee wrapped. So that's kind of when he knew, yeah, he's probably pretty banged up, and he is injured. He was diagnosed with a sprained knee after the MRI, and it's not a long-term injury, so we don't have to worry about anything long-term. However, his status for this week against the Raiders is in doubt. The Raiders play tonight against the Chargers, Monday Night Football, 10 p.m. So, I'll be watching that game to obviously scout them a little bit, see, what they're about. They played the Patriots last week. They beat them, but, divisional matchup, this will be a much tougher game. But, yeah, Jayden Daniels, knee sprain. He's injured. That sucks. You never want to see that with Jayden, obviously. And a lower body injury, that's something you definitely don't want to see. Now, obviously, the fact that this isn't a long-term injury is a very positive thing. I didn't think it was anyways, but, it's nice that these reports confirm that. And there has been no structural damage, according to the MRI. According to some reporters, they have said that there's no structural damage with the knee. It's just a sprained knee. So he's going to be good, but if I had to guess, he'll probably sit out this week, and I feel like that's the right decision. I feel like, if you were to ask Jayden, like, obviously he'd want to play. Like, that's just how the competitor in him is. He'd obviously want to play. He'd probably say he's straight. But, obviously, DQ, the medical staff, the coaching staff, they would stop him from playing if they feel like he's not ready. And that's the right thing to do. And also, I trust Marcus Mariota. After what we saw from him last year versus the Panthers, when he has to come in with Jalen Hurts' rib, and versus the Cowboys last week of the season, he played very, very well in both games, balled out, and I feel like he can do the same against his old team, the Raiders. Mariota played with the Raiders in 2020 and 2021, and he played with the Falcons in 2022, and we played the Falcons week 4, the week after we played the Raiders, right? So, say, they want to give Jayden one more week, right? Like, there is a possibility that Jayden sits out this week and next week against the Falcons, right? So that would be crazy, Mariota going up against two of, his former teams, right? That would be pretty crazy. His fallout with the Falcons was wild. If you don't know about that, you should read about that. But it was pretty crazy. He basically, left the team late in the season, and it was wild, right? But, going up against them, that would be cool for Mariota. But I do think Jayden will be ready by then. However, this week, I do think it'll be Marcus Mariota who goes for us at QB on Sunday against the Raiders, and I have a lot of confidence in him to go out there and ball out against the Raiders. DQ just wrapped up his press conference. He talked about a couple things, but he talked about Jayden. That's what I want to talk about. He said he's day-to-day, suffered a knee injury. He did not specify the play he suffered a knee injury on. But, he said he's day-to-day, which is kind of interesting because last year, when Jayden suffered a rib injury, DQ said he was week-to-week, and he still played the following week against the Bears, right? Not saying it's the same thing because the lower body injury, like a knee injury, like Jayden uses his legs a lot, that. And, with the knee injury, if that's limiting his ability to run the ball, then I'm not sure if they will, play him, right? Like, I think they want Jayden to be his full self until they put him out there on the field. And if he's not that, then they might just sit him and wait until he's back to that form, right? So, unlike a rib injury, this is probably a little more serious. Not super serious, obviously, but, a little more serious, maybe, than a rib injury for Jayden Daniels. DQ said that he doesn't know Jayden's status for Sunday right now. He can't, share that right now. And he talked about Marcus Mariota a little bit, saying, he has confidence in Mariota. If he has to, start for us on Sunday versus the Raiders, he can do that. And I believe he can as well. I definitely have confidence in Mariota for sure. But right now, they want Jayden to hit all his markers, like all the other injured players as well. I'll talk about that more on Wednesday probably. But yeah, man. I mean, we'll just see. If I had to guess, I don't think Jayden will play, but hey, man, you never know. I mean, we didn't think he'd play versus the Bears last year with the rib injury, right? And this is different. However, maybe, just maybe, there's a chance he has a chance to play, this week against the Raiders, but only time will tell. But that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're not already subbed up to the channel, and turn on notifications. Comment down below whether or not you think Jayden Daniels will play this week against the Raiders. And are you confident in Marcus Mariota's ability to go out there, start for us, and win us the game on Sunday against the Raiders? Again, the Raiders play tonight, so I'll be watching that game. See how they perform against the Chargers, who looked really good last week against the Chiefs. So, again, that's it for today's video. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.